So we didn't do day 6 because, oh my god. Also, well, I mean, I'm by myself right now because we had to turn the boat around to go back to Cozumel because Rudy decided to die. So, this one's going to be a bit rough.
Only half of that is true.
Only half of that is true.
I'm actually not here, though.
Yeah, the boat never turned around to Cozumel.
The boat did turn around to Cozumel, but it was for someone other than me.
Yeah, they didn't die.
They didn't die.
Good for them.
But we are going to be about 4 to 5 hours late getting in tomorrow morning. So
if you've heard everything up to this point, I just want you to try and imagine the looks of horror on both of our faces when we heard that the boat was turning around and going back to Cozumel.
We were both praying it was a joke.
It was not a joke.
It was not a joke. It was bad.
But it was only a 4-hour delay, and it was
No, it was a 6-hour delay.
A 6-hour delay, and it was pretty amusing.
It was very amusing. I mean, honestly, the last 2 days have been...
Yeah, the last 2 days have been pretty fun.
Well,
definitely tolerable.
I think we're getting used to. I think we're getting a little bit more used to these conditions, and so they.
I think we're getting used to the fact that we won't have to deal with them anymore.
Well, that's also true. Like the deadline is just looming above us, and we're like, thank God, thank God, thank God.
That said, all of the Contra Cruise events...
All the Contra Cruise stuff is fantastic. It has been, it will be, and it always...
Well, it has all officially ended.
So. It's all officially ended now.
So we've seen everything we need to see. I can just go ahead and teleport myself off the boat. You can do that too,
customs, right?
Custom. You don't have to go through customs if you can teleport.
I guess that's true.
I can't actually teleport.
I wish I could.
We all wish we could. Yeah, we get to go through customs. Hooray.
And they're gonna be like, "What did you buy?" I'm gonna be like, "Souvenirs." And I'm gonna get the fuck out of my get the fuck out of my face.
And I'm gonna be like, "Well, I bought a couple of things." Then they're gonna throw me to the ground and beat me, and then pull my socks out and say, "Did you get these in Mexico?"
And you can be like, "They're socks," and they're gonna be like, "Yeah, in Mexico."
Sock eat you?
It's not a Soviet nation.
So
socks don't eat people in non-Soviet nations. You should know that.
Just tell me that it's a bad joke and be done with it.
What?
I don't know. I am so on edge. I've spent the past 4 days wishing I could be in front of my Japanese books studying.
That can't really be true, because if you thought that was the case, if that was actually the case, you would have brought them.
No, because I didn't realize how much I'd missed them. I actually do. I have a couple of them on my phone, but we're doing stuff now, so it's fine. But it's like all I'm thinking about is, oh God, I want to get back and read stuff. Did we do anything today?
Well, we did several things today, yeah.
I can't remember any of them. Refresh my memory.
Well, okay, so we woke up...
What did we do when we woke up?
We woke up in the morning with our head on fire and the eyes too bloody to see.
I remember that.
And then we cried in our coffee, but don't come bitching to me. Because you had to be a big shot, didn't you?
Okay. It took me a while to figure out what song, though.
Okay, no. We had fairly normal breakfast.
I did cry into my coffee, but in my defense, I always cry into my coffee.
Especially on boats.
I have a flour bag,
Fuck
so...
boats.
No.
No, there was Contra Cruise stuff today. So we were at Contra Cruise stuff pretty much the whole day.
Oh, there was one very exciting thing that happened, but I'll save it.
Was there?
Yeah, there was one exceptionally exciting thing.
What was that?
Something that I had yearned for this whole trip.
And that was?
I said I'd save it.
Yeah, for what? I got nothing.
So we saw a tin can floating in the water. I just wanted to see one non-cruise related article freely floating in the ocean, and I got to see that today.
I guess that's true. That you were gonna save that?
Yes, I was gonna save that.
Okay, if you say so, buddy. No, the morning session of Contra Cruise was academic.
Yeah, it was very fun. I love the academic sessions.
It was very good. The afternoon was... I don't think the afternoon session went the way Tom and Bob expected it to go.
I kind of feel bad because...
I think they expected like 30 people to sign up to do the pitches and the skits or talent show things, and like it was a very small number of people. It was
It was like several people had to...
But the people that went up were good. There was a guy who did a Mickey Mouse impression, which was surprisingly spot on.
Oh, yeah, it was very good. And his Donald Duck was good, too.
His Donald Duck was a little bit too unintelligible to be Donald Duck.
Well, no, he just sounded like Donald Duck angry, though. He still sounded like Donald Duck.
No, I mean, it's easy to make that fake quacking. It's not particularly hard.
Well, Mickey Mouse is harder, but
Mickey
I'm
Mouse
saying
is
he
way
also
harder.
did a...
For a guy to do, Mickey Mouse is way harder. And then there was a woman who played a song on the flute, which was good. I wrote a comedy sketch, but Justin wasn't strong-hearted enough to do it.
So here's how that went down. So he showed it to me on his phone, and I read it, and I said, okay, hang on, I need a second. And I ran it through my head 3 times, and all 3 times I could not remember what I was supposed to do for a part. They were very small and easy parts, but I'm more an on-the-fly improv kind of guy when it comes to a duo thing.
Well, you could have improv'd all of those things.
Yeah, possibly,
but it was just the idea. Like I would have followed, if you said follow my lead, I would have followed your lead.
Yeah, but the worst part about it was I was waiting for the end of someone was up there doing a sketch, and I was like, I'm going to get up and I'm going to do the coffee sketch. Like we talked about it before. I'm not going to explain what the coffee sketch is.
Yeah.
But I was just going to get up and do it on my own.
Yeah.
If nobody else volunteered for anything. And then after you showed me that, I was like, I should do this with Rudy. And then I was like, I can't do this. I'll mess it up big time.
It wouldn't have mattered.
It might not have mattered, but I didn't want to mess something up because I can do it good if I put my mind to it.
Yeah.
But after that, it was like, now I can't do the coffee thing, because now if I get up and go do the coffee thing, I have abandoned Rudy.
And my brilliant sketch that I wrote.
He's really stretching the term brilliant here.
It's pretty good.
It's okay. I was thinking about doing one of the pitches, but I was having too much fun watching other people do them. I did in my head write one last night when they mentioned it. I was going to just do a. I was going to pitch Liberty like an old school salesman on a street corner with his little box of props.
Mm-hmm. You didn't have a box of props.
I didn't need the box of props. I mean, like in that style.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you know what I'm referring to.
I have no idea what you're referring to.
A snake oil salesman.
I mean, I know that, but, is there any more detail to it other than you're just going to talk in a nasally voice and have your pants hiked up to the middle of your navel?
I'm not going to do it. It's pointless now.
I suppose.
We can put that together as a video sometime. Because part of it did involve an audience, so not an audience interaction, but more like the necessity of an audience, so I could point to someone and be like, you there, you don't want to kill babies, and you don't want to kill babies, and then I was going to point to Bob and be like, you kind of look like you might want to kill babies.
Well, the reason that you would do that is because Bob Murphy did a fat bastard impression, which is pretty damn good.
Yes, it was very good. He is as good at impressions as he claimed.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. So that was kind of cool. And then he did a Tom impression, and then Tom didn't do an impression of Bob, like they had agreed, but Bob didn't know about that, so he was pissed.
Trouble in paradise.
Flower bag.
Oh. Can't live it down.
So yesterday we were docked for most of the day. Justin went out and wandered around. I finished King Lear. And then Justin came back, and then the ship left.
I don't remember what I did when I wandered around. Did I black out?
You said you went to Senor Frogs.
Yes, that's what I did. I went to Mexico.
What is wrong with you?
This is why I couldn't do the sketch. I'm serious. This is I'm not joking here about not being able to remember.
The sketch required you to say you weren't going to vote for Hillary, and you weren't going to vote for Trump, and you weren't going to vote for Bernie, and Gary Johnson wasn't libertarian enough for you.
It also required me to say freeze frame.
Yeah, and get moving.
Yeah, and I couldn't reconcile which parts would.
Well, the part where I'm moving is where you freeze me, and the part where I'm not moving and you're done with your 15-second pitch is when you say get moving.
But listen, it has been years since I've seen Out of This World. I don't remember how to do the time stop thing.
Huh?
That's what that show was called, right? Remember with Evie, she put her fingers together and she could freeze time.
I got no idea what you're talking about.
Wow, nobody remembers that show.
Maybe it never existed.
You remember Rags to Riches?
No.
2 shows that nobody remembers. You don't remember like the little saxophone intro thing with the shadow in the background? Totally 80s kind of...
I have no idea what you're fucking hallucinating about.
I'd say look it up, but I'm not sure I have the title right. I think it was Out of This World. I know Rags to Riches is right.
Yeah, sure.
But the funny thing is, like 10 years ago, I tried to show this to someone on the internet, and I couldn't find anything about it on the internet.
It's like that.
There's like several things I have found now that I have. There was a Japanese version, like a Japanese animated version of Aladdin that they used to play on American television when I was 5. Nobody remembers it. I found it once in a reference on the internet.
No, I remember that.
Okay. So you're the first person out of our entire group.
I don't think
friends.
I've ever watched the whole thing, but
Yeah.
I remember it being a thing that existed.
Yeah, it
There
was.
was a Japanese version of The Little Mermaid that was out around in the 70s or 80s before the Disney one too.
Yeah, that was.
Or maybe it wasn't Japanese, but it was the Japanese version of the story or something.
No, it was the Hans Christian Andersen version of the story.
Yeah,
it wasn't Japanese. It was
or something like that.
It was the one where the
It was the one where she actually dies at the end.
Yes, where the prince was like, "Well, the girl I liked killed herself. Will you be my second best or my second pick or something like that?"
I don't remember that.
It was like there was another woman there. He was like, "Well, she's dead.
You're up."
Hans Christian Andersen is a personal hero of mine for the way he wrote his stories. It's just any semblance of a moral is always shot down at the end of his stories. It's like it looks like there's a moral, and then it's like, nope.
No, it's gone.
Nope, everyone's just a jerk.
Everyone's an asshole. That's the moral. Everyone's an asshole.
Yeah, no,
especially Hans Christian Andersen.
Yeah, and I respect that.
Yeah, it's respectable.
At
least he didn't do something retarded and crazy like put a happy ending on King Lear.
Yeah, which you read.
Yeah, I did. I already mentioned that.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, you read the happy ending version.
No, I read the sad ending version.
Oh, okay.
The happy ending version has been relegated to the dustbin of history.
We could rewrite it.
No, we couldn't.
Nah, that would be crazy. But yeah, so I totally blacked out that I had gone to Cozumel.
And to Senior Frogs, and you mistook, and then you went and sat down and didn't know.
Okay, no, this was
great.
great. This was great. So I got off the boat, and I went into the little tourist trap area, bound and determined not to leave because I was tired of being accosted by salesmen. And I only got off the boat, really, because from the boat we could see that they had a Senior Frogs.
Half a Senior Frogs.
Yeah, it was titled 1/2 Senior Frogs. And I have a shirt from Cancun, I believe. My brother-in-law gave it to me, and it's from Senior Frogs. And it kind of became it just kind of got attached to me. Like, people would be like, "Hey, you wearing the Senior Frog shirt today?" So I had to go.
The shirt doesn't fit you, by the way.
Oh no, the shirt is like 2 sizes too big for me, but I still wear it.
No, if it goes down to your knees, it's not 2 sizes.
It doesn't go down to my knees. It goes halfway to my knees from my waist.
Okay.
Still too long. And yet the neck is tight. That's really weird.
It's a poorly designed T-shirt. I'm sure it's.
Well, it was bought in Cancun.
Yeah.
But so I took a bunch of pictures of the frogs that were all over the place because there was a Senior Frogs, and then I decided, well, I'm here. I may as well sit down and get a drink or something to eat. I go into the restaurant, and they're like, "Oh, do you want a meal or do you want a drink?" And I said, "I'd like a meal." And so the menu that she was about to hand me, she pulls away and says, "Well, here, sit at the bar." And I go to the bar, and I'm like, "No, wait, somehow she misunderstood me." So I went back.
No, I think she just sat you at the bar because that way she didn't have to fill an entire table with one person.
Well, no, she took the menu, though. It's like she was going to hand me a menu, and was like, "Yeah, I'm going to get something to eat." And
food!
So I had to go back and be like, "Could I get a table?" And she gave me a table, gave me a menu, and I sat down and I looked at the menu, and this is another reason why I couldn't do that sketch, because I do stuff like this. I looked at the menu and I was like, something is very wrong here, and it took me a second to realize that it said $335 for a meal, and I was like, that's not right. I know that there's something I'm missing here, but I do not have the energy to figure it out. So I stood up and I walked out. Only after I walked out did I realize, oh, it's probably denominated in pesos.
Yep.
5 seconds later, I walk into a shirt store because I'm like, oh, I could get a new Senior Frog shirt and give it to my friend for his birthday. You know, I could be like, hey, join the club. And
the club of people who have Senior Frog shirts.
Yes.
From places that they haven't been.
Yes.
Okay.
So I walk in.
Very exclusive club.
It is.
It contains one person.
Yeah, me.
And it will continue to contain one person until we go on the next cruise, which will be never.
So I walk in, and I'm looking at a couple of the shirts. I'm like, oh, this one's nice. And I look at the price tag, and it says $330, and I immediately turn it around and start to walk away.
I have to go now. My planet needs me.
And then I was like, oh, yeah, right, pesos. And so I did it twice in a row in the space of a couple of seconds. And then I was like, you know what? I'm too lazy to get my currency changed over. And they probably would have taken US dollars, but at that point I didn't care because I was so frustrated with the fact that I couldn't keep it together in my head. So that was that story.
Then the boat shoved off, and we watched the boat leave the port, and then we watched the boat turn around, and then we watched the boat go back to the port. It's a little bit that's a little bit abbreviated because the boat actually sailed for about 3 hours before it turned around, and like the boats that were still at the port while we were leaving, we passed on the way back. I said, "Hey guys," apparently there was a medical emergency, so.
I was kind of hoping the other boats would be like, "Why are they turning around? It's probably important. We should follow them."
Yeah, right.
But
the ocean's closed.
One interesting thing that happened last night was Rudy had the privilege of losing a chess match to Tom Woods.
Yes, he kicked my ass.
Yes, well, he did almost make a big mistake with that queen.
He did. He made a mistake with the queen.
As soon as he did that, I thought you actually had him, but then I was looking at the board. I was like, nah, he's got too much ground.
I was too far gone at that point. It was too late. But it was
because you had like this bishop that was.
He still had 2 rooks and one bishop.
When I saw his real estate, I was like,
I was in bad shape.
He can recover from
I
this.
played really poorly. Honestly, I haven't played. It had been so long since I played chess that I forgot to put the queen on color. Like, he's like, your queen's on the wrong space. I'm like, oh, sorry.
Oh, no, it had been so long that after you guys played and that other guy wanted to play against me, I did not want to play chess. And this guy was like, well, you didn't get to play yet. And I was like, yeah, I'm good. But yeah, it had been so long since I played that he was setting up his pieces, and I was like, shoot, which side does the knight go on? And I'm watching his pieces and setting them up.
Yeah.
And by the way, I forgot the queen thing too, so only because you guys played did I know where to put mine.
Yeah.
I know that it always goes across from the other person's queen, so I usually, when I forget, I just wait.
Yeah.
But, oh no, that guy was a pretty good chess player. I did notice, though, that when he played against...
he had a pretty good game with Tom.
Yeah, when he played against Tom, he has a good strategy for the king. Well, I mean, I call it good because I haven't played enough to figure out a good way to get around it. But he kept 3 pawns as kind of a defense for him to castle the king and hide the king behind them.
Yeah, people do that a lot.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know any of the ins and outs of professional chess. I haven't memorized any queen's gambits or anything. You know, I just play. But yeah, it was a good defense, and at the end I thought I had him, but I made a mistake and left a pawn somewhere where I needed to move it. I needed to like have him take my pawn so that I could move a piece in to get the... And I forgot to do that because we knocked a piece off the board, and I was like fumbling around to put it back up, and I put it up, and then we're like, wait, where was this one piece? And we spent a minute trying to figure that out, and then it was like, okay, now I can make my move. And I made my move, and then he makes his move, and then I go to make my move, I'm like,
Crap.
But honestly, I think he still would have beaten me. He was on top of the game, and I just wanted to keep because it was the quickest game that night.
Yeah,
I just kept throwing my pieces out there, you know, one move after the other because I didn't really feel like playing.
Yeah, we went to the music thing again tonight. The final countdown to the end of Contra Cruise's official events, and. Well, they played a couple of new songs, but it was mostly a rehash of...
They repeated the set, but they added Shake It Up Baby.
Shake It Up Baby and...
what was the other one?
Born to Be Wild.
Born to Be Wild, and they did a 5-second little instrumental of... what is that? Enter Sandman by Metallica?
Yeah, something like that.
I think that's what it's called. Because there's a guy from Denmark, and I turn to Rudy and I go, are the Netherlands in Denmark? And are they?
Yeah.
Were you sure about that? They are. Okay.
No, well, wait. No, the Netherlands are not in Denmark.
They're near.
They're near Denmark.
Okay, because I thought that they were. I couldn't. Are they? The Netherlands a country or a region?
Yeah, they're a country.
Okay, yeah.
That was a slip of the.
I know geography.
Yeah.
well, it's okay because. It's one of them things where it's like, you probably knew it just fine until I said, is it in Denmark? And then you were questioning yourself.
I was like, wait, what does that mean? They're 2 different countries. I was pretty tired, honestly. I was just trying to listen to music.
I thought that they were, because he was from Denmark, I thought that they were going to say off to Netherland.
But they didn't actually sing anything. They just played that for about 15 seconds and then stopped. Which was cool anyway.
Now it would have been nice to say off to Legoland, because they used to have a Legoland in Denmark, and I always wanted to go when I was a kid. I actually subscribed to Lego magazine.
Really?
Yes, it was
How
my favorite
fascinating.
magazine. It really is, isn't it? I mean, it's
You're like a dynamo of human something or other.
my life is an empty, hollow shell.
Well, that goes for two of us.
Yes. It wasn't quite as good as Game Players magazine, but like all things I love, it had to die.
Well, yeah. I mean, 90% of those video game magazines died after the 90s.
Yeah, but none of them counted except for Game Players. None of them had their own rich, saturated history full of myth and... Did you ever read them?
No?
Oh my god,
Maybe?
the people
Once?
that wrote the magazine had like this entire mythology surrounding the staff room. It was like some of them praised Lord Slippy as some kind of god, and there was some gorilla thing with one eye called Galuga that the editor Bill Donahue would always make reference to, and they would answer columns with one of their staff members, the Dead Horse, which would just be a single ellipses and a picture of Dead Horse over the person's question, which, as you can imagine, was usually a question that had been asked to death. It was, and Bill Donahue was...
Oh, I get it. It's all right. We'll increase my reaction time when we edit this. I got it immediately, but I actually paused for dramatic effect.
Yeah, well, he paused for the dramatic effect known as being a dick.
Yeah.
Good man.
Good man.
I can fault you not there.
I was trying to figure out whether I should wait another 5 seconds or just go with it then, and it was like, no, I'll go with it now.
Are there children running above us?
I hope not.
I hope so. It's wet up there.
I hope not. That's where I put the caltrops.
I hope so, for the reason you just stated.
I mean, they're not actually ready yet.
How are caltrops not ready? You put them there. They're ready. What are they, like remote kind of? They're just ball bearings now, but as soon as I need them, by golly, I have to
I have
press
a
them
button that I push that turns them from flat plates into caltrops. I haven't pushed the button yet.
By the way, Rudy came up with a great list of things that to do on cruises, and I think my personal favorite is how many quarter-inch ball. Was it quarter-inch?
It doesn't matter what size it is. But the idea, the thing is, how many insert name of size ball bearings will make it through a flush of the toilet. It's like
it's a vacuum powered toilet.
It goes
too.
2. It goes 3. It goes 4. It kind of goes 5. Okay, that one didn't go. 6. No, that's still not going.
It's like that. It's like that pachinko machine in Kaiji.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I don't think anything else really significant happened apart from my blackout in Mexico and your game of chess. Today we had...
Well, we had some good conversations at the table.
Yeah, we had great conversation. Like yesterday was a really good
fantastic conversation. So much so that's why we actually went to the thing at like freaking 9:30 at the freaking hot tub on deck 11. It was...
Yeah, we kind of wanted to keep the conversation going, but then we got there and we didn't talk to anyone until we played chess with Bob.
No, I mean, we talked with Bob a little bit, and Adam was there, so we listened to him talk about gambling to, what's that guy's name?
The photographer?
The photographer. Frank.
I think it was Frank. There was a Frank.
He's
there.
a photographer named Frank?
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
And we didn't have a zombie invasion?
Oh, Jesus, that would have been great.
I feel like we've missed an opportunity. Did you bring the zombie virus? There's still time.
If I told you that I lost the zombie virus, what would you say?
I would say nothing. I would just pat you on the back and nod knowingly.
All right.
Although
I lost the zombie virus. Excellent.
My nod doesn't make any noise.
No, but you could have done it at least, jackass.
I didn't, did I?
No, you did not.
In my head, I made a sound that I was interpreting as a nod.
But your nod is already silent. You already stated that.
Yes, well, I mean, in my head it wasn't.
Uh-huh.
It was only silent to the rest of you. I hear nods. Only my own, though, in my head, that I'm not doing.
Right. That makes sense.
This trip has made me so crazy.
Yeah, we're kind of losing it here. And we get to get off the boat like 3 hours later than we were expecting to, so hopefully
Which is actually
I don't
a good
miss my
thing.
flight.
That means we can sleep in.
It's only a good thing if I catch my flight.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess so.
If I don't catch my flight, then I'd be fucked.
Well, how so? You have to be at work tomorrow, right?
I'll have to pay like $400 and be like a day late.
Huh? Oh, yeah, right. Because you have to get a new flight.
Right. Unless I get there quickly.
Well, wait a minute.
If I get there in time to check in, it should be fine. But I might not. If I don't, then I'll probably have to get a new flight.
I don't know. Part of me feels like the cruise might do something to help people that actually miss their flights.
No, they don't. We already heard that on today's dinner talk.
Oh,
remember
okay.
They mentioned that, and they said, "Oh no,
I couldn't hear anything. I can't hear things. I probably blacked out again.
I blacked out again and ate a dessert.
I'm just going to use that as my excuse for everything now.
Blacked out, not sure what happened.
No, but so we woke up today. We got some breakfast.
We did Contra Cruise stuff all day.
Contra Cruise stuff
all day.
Did the event? The events were pretty cool. The impressions.
It would
cool.
have been nice if we had set up a comedy sketch or something like that beforehand, so that we could have actually done it.
Yeah, I think we were so crazed because of the cruise, though, that it was like, we're not going to do it. And then when we got there, it was like, we should have done it.
Well, like the reason that we should have done it is because no one else went up there.
If I had known there weren't going to,
at least lasted another 5 minutes of entertainment.
Yeah. I mean, if I had known nobody was going to sign up, I would have probably been like, hey, Rudy, let's put something together real quick before we have to come to the next session.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't suffer much from stage fright, but I do like to do things right, and I would have I would have forgotten the names of the people running. I'm not even joking. You wouldn't even need to. This is the way that I've envisioned that thing going. It was me and you sitting at a table, and me saying, "So, what do you think of the election, Hillary or Trump?" And you say, "Oh, well, I don't really like either." Oh, so you're one of those Bernie Sanders guys, and you're like, "No," God, no. Oh,
and you're like, "No," and you're like, and I'm like, "So what? You're voting for Johnson?" And you'd say, "No, Johnson's not libertarian enough for me." And then I go, "Ah!" And you freeze me. And then you say, "Has this ever happened to you?" And you go on a 15-second pitch for the Contra Cruise, and then you sit back, and then at the end of the cruise, at the end of the pitch, you say something like "Get moving" or something like that.
Well, no, I would have just used the pitch I was going to go with for my Liberty pitch. I would have just been
but it could be a 15-second pitch. It didn't need to be long. Is my point. It just needed to be some. Actually, it would have been better for a short because my plan was to hold my breath the whole time that you were doing the pitch. So like, and then you stop me, and then when you make me go.
That would have been a very, very bad idea because I wasn't aware of that. and then it's like you just pass out, and I just look at everyone and say, "Sketch over."
You just like go up to the camera and knock it down. No, but then I was gonna like look around and blink, and then look at you and get a surprised look on my face, stand up and screech like a pod person at you and chase you out of the room. Listen, it would have been great.
Maybe so, but it's too late. You can't just sit here and
No. Apparently, we're repeating the cruise. We've already encountered time loop alpha.
God, you're right. Oh my God! I swear to God, if we go to get off the boat tomorrow, and they're like, "It's the first day of the cruise. Where are you going?" I'm going to die. Like Bill Murray. Bill Murray can't even understand.
Bill Murray ain't got nothing on this shit, groundhog.
Oh,
it was great because like the music thing was like mostly the same songs, and we were just sitting in different seats, but pretty close where we were actually sitting the last time. And then we got up and we came back to the room, and I made a joke, and he made a joke about tumors, and then I made another joke about tumors, and I think we made the same jokes like on day 1 or day 2, and like I was like, holy shit, I have the worst feeling of deja vu right now. And you were like,
I had to stop and think about it for a second, and that was like, he did say something about
tumors the other day, and it's like, oh shit, it's still like the 7th day of the cruise, right? We're done, right? And it was like, maybe not. Dun.
The terror.
Danger, terror, horror, Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point.
And, at the end of the night,
point.
Tom was like, "Hey, did everyone have fun on the cruise?" It's like, "Yeah,
yeah." Woo!
Then he was like, "Who'd like to do this again?" And me and Rudy were like,
Yeah. I would probably go on a second Contra Cruise.
I would too, but I would be much more prepared.
I would be much more prepared. Yes, I would definitely change my plan of attack.
Yes, I would not bring any formal wear for the formal dinner.
Yes, I would just say I'm not going to the formal nights. Period. End of story. Don't care. Don't care.
Either that or I would bring all formal wear. I would swim in my formal wear.
Oh, that'd be great. Like, with tails?
I'm not Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, Sonic the Hedgehog doesn't swim with tails. That'd be gay as fuck.
It's kind of what I'm getting at here. And no, my formal clothes are not tuxedos, so I wouldn't have tails, because tuxedos are not formal clothes. They're piano-playing clothes. Get over it.
Strong words.
There's only two reasons that anyone ever wears a tuxedo. One is to play a tuxedo with tails. One is to play a piano. The other is to serve drinks. Neither of which I would be doing on this boat, unless I was on a spy mission. In which case, I would have a tuxedo. Do I have a tuxedo? No, I'm not on a spy mission.
How do you know?
I would know because I'd be the spy.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. It's my perspective.
What are you talking about?
And then at the end of the night, Bob made a comment about, we said we had 90 minutes and they started at or whatever.
7 minutes at 7:37 and it was 9:07 and they were kicking us out.
Yes, he said they're like ninjas. If ninjas played guitar, and of course I had to look at Rudy and be like, I actually know two ninjas that play guitar.
Yeah.
They do play guitar, Bob. Thank you very much.
They have to have hobbies.
Because being a ninja isn't a hobby.
No, it's a full-time job.
It's really not. People get that because I've never been paid.
You're a bad ninja.
Yeah.
What kind of ninja does a job without being paid?
Who said I was doing any jobs? Maybe I'm just overseeing. I'm a chonin.
I got nothing. But yeah, so we're thinking about heading down to the karaoke championship down at something or other at 10:30.
Somewhere on boat. People are singing.
Fuck boat.
I don't care that they're singing, but I guess.
Well, I kind of want to cheer for Bob and other people on the Contra Cruise.
Yeah.
He was right in the sense that if we take off our name tags, asshole, and put on shirts, asshole, that aren't the Contra Cruise shirt, asshole, and we can pretend to not know these people and just think they're really good at singing. And hopefully that will sway the judges. Asshole.
Are you implying that I should change my clothes?
Yes. If we're going to the cruise thing, to the karaoke thing, yes. This was what we decided this morning.
I know.
Together in the Contra Cruise conference room.
No, we can go. It's fine. It's okay. I'm blacking out again. I feel like we've forgotten something. I did mention the tin can, though, so, I got the important stuff out of the way.
The tin can is important.
It really is. It was just
it was a single
just one
tin
thing.
can.
Just this entire ocean in the Gulf, and we're heading back to Texas, and all I can think is everyone tells me how horrible it is, all the problems with pollution, and I have yet to see a single thing, anything, even like seaweed floating anywhere on this ocean. It's just water over and over again. And then finally, Rudy's like, "Hey, check that out." And we're looking at it like, "What is that? What is that?" And it was a rusty tin can, and I said, "I know that didn't come from that boat."
It did not. That was someone's emergency water. They're dead
from like
now.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
So I can pull into port a happy man.
Yep.
Because it wouldn't have counted if we had been within view of the mainland.
Yeah, no, of course.
It has to just be some free-floating lost soul of humanity.
A little piece of debris.
Yes. Yes is silent, you know that, right?
It's all just a big facade.
You can be real pompous at times.
I don't know what a Italian city that was destroyed by a
That's
volcano.
Pompeii.
I thought the eyes were I thought the OUS sounded like eyes.
No, it never sounds like eyes. Eyes don't make sounds. They're what you see with.
Well, it depends. I mean, if it's earlier in the morning, I can like make a sound by blinking my eyelids, like a kind of sound.
You are insufferable.
Indubitably.
You mean indubitably?
No, I don't.
Indubitably, really?
Yeah, those two letters are silent. Didn't you know?
we clearly we're
losing it. We're losing it, man. We need to get off this boat.
Clearly we've fallen off the edge. I think we need to end this recording now because I am totally ready to engage in a straight hour of us fudging words.
I agree.
Words. Yeah, we're done.
Fuck boats.